Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do your August the 15th just for today in a meditation. Let's go ahead and get into that meditation. Hope you're doing well this morning. It's a beautiful morning to be alive. The title of the meditation for today, Over Time, Not Overnight, August 15th. We found that we do not recover physically, mentally, or spiritually overnight. That comes from the basic text, page 8. Have you ever approached a recovery celebration with the feeling that you should be further along in your recovery than you are? Maybe you have listened to newcomers sharing in meetings, members with much less clean time and thought, but I'm just barely, rather, beginning to understand what they're talking about. It's odd that we should come into recovery thinking that we will feel wonderful right away or no longer have any difficulty handling life's twists and turns. We expect our physical problems to correct themselves, our thinking to become rational, and a fully developed spiritual life to manifest itself overnight. We forget that we spent years abusing our bodies, numbing our minds, and suppressing our awareness of a higher power. We cannot undo the damage in a day. We can, however, apply the next step, go to the next meeting, help the next newcomer. We heal and recover bit by bit, not overnight, but over time. Just for today, my body will heal a little. My mind will become a little clearer, and my relationship with my higher power will strengthen. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Recovery is something that happens over time, over a period of time, and sometimes it seems that it's slowly. At other times, it seems like it's quite quick. I've had the tendency to look at other people's recovery and say, man, I can't wait till I grow up and I can be just like that, or I can handle that situation just like that. And you know what I found? Is that my recovery, it's individualized. The things that I'm trying to recover from, although there's some similarities with other people in recovery, the details, the surroundings, the environment, the different personalities of the people involved in my situation, the temperament of those individuals, the expectations of those individuals or organization. In essence, they're similar, but in reality, they're all very different. And that is what makes it important for me to have a relationship with my higher power, to develop that relationship, to be aware when it's starting to become stagnant and I'm becoming complacent with things that I do on a regular basis, such as prayer and meditation. It's very important for me to stay in tune with those things because my relationship through the 11th step, through prayer and meditation, maintaining conscious contact with my higher power, I'm going to know what to do how to do what needs to be done. And I'm going to have the grace, right? The strength to be able to do whatever that is, given those individualized circumstances that I'm dealing with. So when I hear someone share their experience, strength, and hope, that is information that I tuck away and say, I'll remember that. I'll remember to communicate better. I'll remember to be more honest. I will remember how they said they got through that situation, what spiritual principles they applied. But you can bet your bottom dollar when the situation arises, even though I've tucked that information away, I've stored it in my memory bank, and it will present itself. However, the unrecovered part of me, right? The flesh part of me, that is going to want to get its hands into the situation before the spiritual part of me. And that's why I give myself time to think things through. Because everyone that I deal with, every situation, is not going to be the exact same as someone else's. Let me give you a simple example and we will move on to the closure piece. If there is let's just say there's a 21-year-old that came into the room of recovery, or let's say 20. Their concern probably is going to be their 21st birthday. They're thinking about how to party, what's going to be the dynamics of not using drugs, not drinking, right? Now that they're in recovery, they're 20 years old, they're very young. Maybe even considering, I didn't finish high school because I was too busy getting high. What does getting my diploma look like? What does getting a GED look like? Now, take a 52-year-old woman or man in recovery who has abandoned or lost their family, their children, as a direct result of their using. They have children that are actually 20, 21, and 22. Bring them into the rooms of recovery. Their whole mindset is going to be a lot different than the 20-year-old coming into the rooms. Also, they didn't graduate from high school. They don't have a diploma. They don't have a degree. What does that look like for them to go back to school 20 plus years later to get that GED compared to someone that just would have graduated 2 years prior? Same, similar situation, but the dynamics of it are different, very different, because now at 52, age has set in. Children, the age of the former individual that I just mentioned at 20 years old, they have children that age. They have a lot of reconciliation to actually do through this process. So I just say all of that to demonstrate that every situation is not the same. Even if your experience, strength, and hope helps me, when I get to that situation, all that can do is serve as hope and an example of how I can stay clean, hopefully, through applying the same spiritual principle. So recovery comes at different stages. It comes at a different pace for different people. And that's what I need to be gentle with myself about. It serves no purpose for me to compare myself to others if it only discourages me. If I have that mindset, then that's something that I need to change. My body heals a little over time. My mind becomes clearer over time. And my relationship with my higher power will also become stronger over time. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. And I wouldn't care how long you've been here. That is something that is a spiritual concept of growth that really doesn't change. Things and people, situations all grow at different stages, different rates of speed. Now, sure, if I'm thinking about my spiritual life in the concept of a philodendron, a beautiful plant that can grow in a vine-like manner and can grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. It can take up a whole room, a philodendron. Okay. Are there some things that I can do to speed up the process of that plant growing? Absolutely. Usually, every plant comes with a set of instructions. I can make sure it has light, sunlight, and if not sunlight, artificial light for so many hours out of the day. I can make sure that I water it properly and not overwater it, which people have a tendency to do. For me personally, I can put on some classical music and let that play for a few hours while I'm busy cleaning because I believe the plant is alive and it loves a good environment, whether it be in the dirt or in the atmosphere. That's just something that I would do to make my plants grow. Someone else might not do anything, or they might go buy Miracle Grow. They might make sure the soil is expensive. So, will the plant grow? Absolutely. Can I do things to help it grow faster or stronger or more beautiful? Yes. What are those things in a spiritual sense? What are those things? One, turning my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand Him on a regular basis, every day, applying that third step. Here's my life, here's my situation. Through prayer and meditation, let me find out what you want, God, for me to do with this. Make a meeting on a regular basis. Find a home group. Make meetings daily. Do some service work. Call your sponsor and at least two other people in recovery every day. Make sure I spend time with the newcomer when they identify themselves as such at a meeting. Do some service work outside of Narcotics Anonymous. Do some volunteer work in the community, maybe once a month. Sign up to help out at a senior citizens center or something. There's many things that we can do. And I'm sure if you think about it, you will see that all of these beautiful things that we're recovering physically, mentally, spiritually, even financially, all of these things, they happen overnight, or they don't happen overnight, rather. They happen over time. Enjoy them as they do. Make today the best day that you can have, the best August 15th that you've lived in a long time. I'm going to have a beautiful day on purpose, and I want for you to do the same and allow yourself to grow over time and take that expectation that you should be different overnight. You should be better overnight. Take that away and just enjoy the process. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you this morning. Have a beautiful day.